You are losing money right now while you sleep. And no, it's not magic, mysticism, or a scam. It's your own brain, which you're letting idle while the world of successful people uses it to its full potential, even during sleep. Ready to learn how to turn your dreams into a source of income? Then watch until the end, because what you learn in the next 3 minutes will flip your understanding of sleep and success upside down. I've been there myself. I'd go to bed with a head full of ideas and wake up with a feeling of emptiness and only one thought: coffee. I need coffee urgently. And one day I realized that after a year of such empty awakenings, I had probably missed dozens of cool projects. I just forgot them. Sound familiar? Now imagine this. While you just switch off for the night, your brain could be solving your financial problems, generating business ideas, and finding unconventional solutions. And this isn't fantasy. It's proven by science. Do you know how much money, in the U.S. alone, evaporates due to unproductive sleep? $401 billion. Annually. That's a colossal figure. This money slips through our fingers due to decreased productivity, mistakes in decision-making, and most frustratingly, forgotten ideas that came in a dream and vanished without a trace. While some wake up exhausted and poor, others, elite athletes, top entrepreneurs, use special techniques to make their brains work for them even at night. And you know what the most interesting part is? You can start doing the same thing this very second. The whole secret lies in what happens before you close your eyes. That's where the key lies to making your next night the most profitable one of your life. Want to know how to properly prepare your brain for financial sleep? That's exactly what we'll talk about right now in the next section. So, you understand it's time to stop losing money in your sleep. Where do you start? It's not decided in bed, but several hours before. Right now. The success of your night begins in the evening. I've developed a rule for myself. The last hour before sleep is not for scrolling through feeds or watching series. It's the hour of capitalization. I take a notebook, yes, a regular paper notebook, and do just 3 things. I write down the 3 most important unfinished tasks or problems that bothered me during the day. Not just in my mind, but on paper. Why does this work? Your brain is a supercomputer, but it needs a clear request. When you formulate a problem in writing, you give it a specific task to process overnight. This is a little-known technique used by top entrepreneurs and elite athletes. They don't just go to sleep. They give their brain an assignment. I close my eyes for 2 to 3 minutes and visualize not just success, but a specific financial result. Not, I want a lot of money, but I see myself signing this contract. I receive a transfer from a new client into my account. I launch this product and see the first sales. Do you know what happens in your brain at that moment? Research confirms that such visualization activates the same neural networks as real action. You are literally paving pathways in your brain along which the solution to your financial tasks will later travel. You are programming yourself for success. Think this is just motivational nonsense? Think again. It's a direct instruction for your subconscious. When you fall asleep, your brain doesn't switch off. It gets to work on the material you left for it. It starts looking for connections you missed during the day, processing information, and preparing an answer for you. Essentially, you're queuing up a solution for download, like downloading a file overnight. I started doing this just a couple of months ago. And you know what changed? Waking up started to feel like Christmas. You don't know what present awaits you, but you know for sure there will be one. Most often, I wake up with a ready-made, crystal-clear solution to the very problem I wrote down in the evening. Sometimes it just comes to mind. Sometimes it surfaces in my first thoughts. It's not magic. It's your brain, finally having received a clear task and time to execute it. But that's not all. The most powerful part is what happens during sleep itself. How your brain doesn't just solve problems, but generates truly breakthrough ideas that can bring you millions. Ready to learn how this process works and how to manage it? Let's move on to the most interesting part. What happens to you when you're already asleep? So, you fall asleep. For the average person, this is just switching off. But for those who know the secret, it's the most productive workday for your brain. While your body rests, the main battle for your financial future unfolds inside your skull. You know about sleep phases, right? Slow wave, REM. But I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about what's happening in your head during this time. Your brain is a giant logistics center that only receives shipments of information during the day. At night, it starts sorting them, shelving them, finding incredible connections between ideas that seemed unrelated during the day. There's an old joke. A genius is someone who not only works during the day, but also earns money with ideas at night. It's not a joke. That's literally how it works. Scientists conduct experiments. They give people complex tasks before sleep. In the morning, those who slept well solve them faster and find more non-standard creative solutions. Why? Because at night, the brain processes raw experience and turns it into pure insights. Remember Mendeleev. His periodic table of elements came to him in a dream. Or Edison, who found the keys to his inventions precisely in his sleep. They weren't just sleeping. Their brains were working for capital. And their fortunes are direct proof of that. But here's what will really blow your mind. You can manage this. Yes, you can literally direct your sleep. This is the next level. Lucid dreaming. When you realize you're dreaming and can control the plot. Imagine. You can simulate important negotiations you have coming up. Rehearse a pitch to investors. Test a new business strategy, all without any risk, in the complete safety of your own consciousness. Major business people and world-class coaches already use this. They hold night meetings with partners, generate creative ideas, and work through fears. I've only recently started practicing this, and it changes everything. It's like having a personal reality simulator, where you can make mistakes, try again and again, and wake up with a ready-made solution that's already been tested. But that's still not all. The most important thing is what to do when you wake up. How to catch these ideas and turn them into real money. That's what we'll cover in the next section. Don't switch off, because it's in the morning that it's decided whether your nightly insight will turn into capital or die in your memory like a regular dream. Have you ever realized you were dreaming? Not just seeing a dream, but understanding. This is a dream, and I can control it. This isn't a scene from Inception. It's a real technique used by those who turn their nights into the most advanced business simulator on the planet. Welcome to the world of lucid dreaming. Imagine, tomorrow you have the most important negotiations with an investor. Everything depends on it. You're nervous, running through options. Now imagine another scenario. You go to sleep. You realize you've started dreaming. And you're not just an observer, you're the director. You create an exact copy of the office, conjure up an image of that investor, and run through the entire meeting. Once, twice, 10 times. You try different arguments, different strategies, see his reactions, all in absolute safety. Then you wake up, and you go to the real meeting. And you know what happens? You act with 200% more confidence, because you've already been through this scenario 10 times. Your neural pathways are already laid. You're not rehearsing anymore. You're executing a polished program. This isn't fantasy. Psychologists confirm that lucid dreams accelerate the processing of internal blocks and fears, boost motivation, and literally develop skills. It's like having a secret gym for your brain. And it's not just about negotiations. Generating ideas? Sure. You can literally enter your mental laboratory and start constructing new products, devising marketing campaigns, or solving highly complex technical problems. History knows cases where billionaires, having fallen asleep with a clear formulation of a problem, woke up with a solution that turned their startup into a corporation. And the biggest question, how is this even possible? It's simple. Your brain doesn't see a difference between a vividly experienced event in reality and an equally vivid experience in a lucid dream. For it, it's the same thing. You gain neural experience without getting out of bed. I started practicing this recently, and it changed the game. The first attempts were strange, but when I first managed to become aware within a dream and simulate a dialogue with a difficult client, it was a wow effect. In the morning, I wasn't just ready, I was charged for victory. But this still isn't the finale. The most important stage comes in the morning, because the most brilliant nightly insight is useless if you wake up and just go brew coffee, forgetting it. Ready to learn how to properly catch these ideas and turn them into cold, hard cash? Next up is the most practical section of the entire video. You've spent the whole night like a superhero. Your brain generated ideas, solved problems, and conducted virtual negotiations. But all of this turns to dust if you don't do one simple thing in the first 5 minutes after waking up. If you didn't write it down, you lost it. Forever. I'm serious. There's a joke among startups in Silicon Valley. You lose money in your sleep if you didn't write down what you dreamed. It's not a joke. It's a harsh reality. The most brilliant insights that come to us in a semi-sleep state vanish in seconds. The waking brain erases the night work files to free up space for the day's tasks. That's why my morning no longer starts with coffee. It starts with a notebook. A notebook and pen always lie next to the bed, or a voice notes app is open. The first 3 to 5 minutes after waking are sacred. I don't check my phone. I don't get out of bed. I just write down everything that comes to mind. Fragments of dreams, sudden ideas, solutions to yesterday's problems that now seem so obvious. And you know what happens next? You start to see patterns. You understand which topics your brain works on most often, what solutions it offers. And that's where the magic begins. You take these raw insights and integrate them into your work plan for the day. You assess their financial potential. Sometimes a single entry like this can launch an entire project. Does this seem like a small thing? Now imagine doing this for just a week. You accumulate 10-15 ideas and solutions. Even if just one of them turns out to be viable and makes you money, you're already ahead. What if there are 5 such ideas? This is no longer just a habit. It's your personal goldmine. I've been keeping such a diary for 3 months. Recently, a week ago, I woke up with a completely ready structure for a new video course we're launching. My brain just delivered a ready-made plan. And yesterday, a solution came for a complex legal issue we'd been struggling with for 2 weeks. I just woke up, and it was there in my head. All I had to do was write it down. But all of this is just part of a system. Evening preparation, the brain's night work, morning capture. And now the main question: how to put all this together into one simple working scheme that you can implement starting tomorrow. How to avoid mistakes and make sure your nights really start making you money, not taking it away. So, let's sum it up. Every night is not just a break from work. It's your hidden asset, your personal business incubator that works absolutely for free. While you sleep, you can either lose 411 billion like millions of people around the world do, or join those who earn this money. We've covered the entire path, from the evening brain setup, where you give it a clear task for the night, to the morning capture of insights that turn into real money. You now know that your sleep is not a pause. It's a phase of active work. The brain doesn't rest. It sorts information, finds non-obvious connections, and generates breakthrough ideas, just like Tesla and Mendeleev did. You've learned about the power of lucid dreaming, the most advanced simulator for negotiations and creative breakthroughs used by top entrepreneurs. And you've understood that the most valuable morning ritual isn't coffee, but the notebook where you record your nightly revelations. Now the choice is yours. You can continue to lose money in your sleep, or you can start capitalizing on every night. Personally, I chose the second. And you know what? It's the most profitable investment portfolio I have. It works 24/7, requires no investment, and pays dividends in the form of ideas, solutions, and confidence. Starting today, your bed is not just a place to sleep. It's your office, your research center, your income generator. Sleep smart. Wake up profitable. If you found this material useful, like this video, it's the best thanks for me. Write in the comments which technique you'll try first: evening visualization, journaling, or maybe lucid dreams. And subscribe to the channel, because there are many more systems ahead that will help you earn more by working smarter.